What's your biggest financial mistake that you felt like you've made in the tech industry, in your career in the tech industry?
I think I was not a strong believer in investing in the stock for the longest time, which I think I always felt I'm the creator of wealth for myself and others.
Right.
So I never kind of have this whole thing, never had this early on till I was 35, 40 about saving. I was more about spending.
Right.
Spending to create more things, right? So if I raised in my first startup $15 million, and those days in our time, that was a lot of money. Instead of even thinking about keeping the money so that we can, do a lot of things, was inclined to spend that money to create something bigger. Of course, sometimes it happened, sometimes it didn't, right?
Right.
And till I would say another 7-8 years later, that's when I realized that both for myself as well as for the company, I have to be more cautious with money.
And do you think that mindset is from your youth or your upbringing, or is this just your nature that's just like you to?
I think mix of everything.
Right.
I obviously, why I was at that time, we are the product of our surroundings, our own. If I see my dad, my parents were not like that. They had very humble, background back in India. So they didn't have this. Obviously, I gathered all this through my upbringing and through my, somewhere I think it's like I feel that, if we look at it from spiritual side of things, that your upbringing and what you bring with you to the current life, all that makes you what you are currently. I think you are the sum total of all the lives that your soul may have lived through, right?
Yeah.
As well as what you have lived through in the early days of your life, right? And even if two people have gone through the same set of circumstances, but both may have different learning out of it, or both may have different different ways they would have perceived that, right? Like my brother, for example, he's exactly opposite of me.
Right. Right.
Though we had similar upbringing, right?
Right.
So like that it happens, for each one of us.
So I guess speaking to that, your experience of maybe going beyond the lives that your parents led, what sort of advice do you have for immigrants in this country specifically, first, second, third generation immigrants, and how to do that, how to live beyond what you grew up with to sort of push yourself forward? I
think meditation is a very, very good tool. See, you can read a lot of books. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, I don't know. It used to be a big thing in our age groups. For you guys, it may be different, right? I don't know what is the equivalent of that book you read.
One of the many self-help books, for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think in our times, these kind of books used to be there. People telling you about how they made money and how they're this, all that stuff. But I think we all have a very unique path that we are destined to live or destined to traverse through. For us to be aware of that and make changes in ourselves, to prepare ourselves for that path, one needs to have something like meditation in their lives. No wonder the majority of the successful CEOs in US, they meditate.
Right.
Why? They have everything, right? If Mark Zuckerberg, who kind of at a young age created such a big company, right, in our recent times, that is perhaps one which cuts across yours and my generation both, right? But he meditates regularly, right? And even Tim Cook, who's kind of even older than me, but you guys all know about him, right? He meditates every day. Why would they do that, right? Because they feel there is something more to be learned. That no book can teach you, because that is abstract learning.
Internal curiosity.
Which even like in today's era of AI, we say the real thing is not in the answers, but in the question that you ask. The human ingenuity now would be, or creativity now needed more than ever, would be what question you can ask, not what answer you can give. Well, answers will all come from AI,
Right, right.
right? But that curiosity, further curiosity in you from every answer will bring about the next set of questions which will be much higher than the previous one. That's not only will help AI to grow, but also will help you to become more productive, you to become, you to take the next leap as a human being.